Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In this today's session now, I am going to give a clear introduction of clustering in the information retrieval systems. So what is the meaning of the clustering? What is the introduction of the clustering? Normally clustering is nothing but grouping of the similar objects. Okay, so we can find any kind of the similarities of the objects, simply we can group them based on the similarity. Okay, clustering can be done on two ways. Number one, based on the similarity, and number two, based on the distance. Okay, so here we need not talk about the distance. Based on the distance, we are talking about clustering based on the similarity only. Okay, so and one more thing, clustering uses the linkages between the set of the clusters, and in the information retrieval systems can be viewed as set of independent items, whatever items we are having, and they are indexed by the series of some set of the items. Here some group of the items will be there, some similarity of the items will be there. This similarity of the items we are going to cluster. Okay, so like that, clustering is also one of the important phenomena to add some grouping of the objects. Next, so in the information retrieval system, the clustering can be done in two ways. Number one, the term clustering, and number two is the document clustering. So what is the meaning of the term clustering and what is the meaning of the document clustering? All of you aware of the terms. What is the meaning of a term? A term may be a word or a group of words or a single paragraph, whatever it is, that is called a term. Okay, so this term clustering is used to create a statistical thesaurus, and it is going to increase the recall also. Okay, that means the related terms can be extracted. What are the related terms? Are they relevant to the particular term? They can be extracted, because all of you aware of the recall. What is the meaning of the recall? The relevant terms can be not exactly, somewhat relevant terms, partially relevant terms can be extracted, whereas precision is the topmost relevant items only can be extracted. Here term clustering increases the recall, that means the relevant items can be extracted. Now coming to the document clustering. Document clustering is nothing but we are going to cluster the documents. How can we cluster the documents? Whatever terms will be there, all the terms are existing in how many number of the documents, those number of the documents we can cluster. Such a kind of the clustering is called as document clustering. What is the meaning of the document similarity? Here is the documents that contain similar kind of the terms can have the document similarity. Whenever there are document similarities existing among the number of the documents, we can make a cluster of them. That is called as the document clustering. Whereas term clustering, the term similarity is there, we can cluster them. That is called as the term similarity. Okay, so like that, the clustering can be obtained in the information retrieval systems. Next, coming to the domain of the clustering, how the clustering can be done. Clustering can be done in the information retrieval systems with the help of some domain. The domain may be a medical, the domain may be the education, or the domain may be a pharma, whatever it is. Based on the domain, we can cluster the items, we can cluster the terms. Okay, so for example, medical terms will be there. All the relevant medical terms, the terms that are relevant to the medical, like cancer and diseases and medicines, what we are going to use, all these are relevant to the domain medical, so those are clustered at once. And all the terms which are relevant to the computer, like cpu, hard disk, and mouse and all these things, these are relevant to the um, what you call only the computer, so those words can be kept aside. There is a lot of difference between these two domains. So whatever clustering we are doing in the information retrieval system is completely the domain specific. Okay, domain specific clustering only we can do in the information retrieval systems. Next, determine what are the various steps. The first one, domain, we have to identify the process of the clustering. Here, domain is the main part. Already we have discussed about the domain. Domain is the main thing. We have seen already what is the meaning of the domain. The next one, determine the attributes and objects to be clustered. what kind of the words, what kind of the terms, what kind of the words can be clustered. Not all words can be clustered, only some relevant words can be clustered. Okay, and whenever you combine those relevant words, it reduces some erroneous association. And thesaurus is nothing but the collection of the words, whereas document is nothing but the collection of the terms which contains those number of the thesaurus. So we have to determine the objects and attributes to be clustered. We have to identify what kind of the items to be clustered, what kind of the items to be omitted, and what kind of the items to be clustered. So we can make such kind of the association, this kind of the association, by making the clear clusters, which reduces the error prone situation. Okay, so next, so we have to, the third step is nothing but we have to identify some set of the relationships between the attributes and the objects. Normally, what kind of the relationship between there in between the attributes and objects. Okay, sometimes look at the thesaurus. Here also we can combine, we can divide these things into two types: thesaurus and documents. Coming to the thesaurus, determine which words are synonyms and the strength of their relationships. We can identify the words which are synonyms and what are the relationships among them. The second one is the documents. Documents define a set of the similarity function based on the word co-occurrences. That means each and every document can have some set of the word similarity in between those number of the documents. How many times the particular word appears in the each and every document, and what are the co-occurrences, each and everything can be determined in the documents. Okay, so the relationship can be established in two ways, at the two levels. The first one is the thesaurus level, that means word to word level, and the second one is the document to document level. Document to document level means here also the same, the terms within the documents, how they are similar, what are the relationships between them, those are clustered. Okay, and the last and final step is apply some algorithm to determine the class to which each object to be assigned. According to our usage, according to our requirements, we have to specify the algorithm, we have to implement the algorithm, what kind of the algorithm that we are going to use here. Okay, so these are the process of the clustering. Now we are going to see the another one, that is guidelines on the characteristics of the classes in the clustering. Okay, so what are the guidelines to be followed while we cluster the set of the classes? Number one, a well defined semantic functions should exist for each and every class. For example, you have clustered a medical term, with a meaningful cluster name should be given to that. Okay, so the one, sometimes there is a risk in the name assigned in the semantic definition of the class, and sometimes it may also misleading. So you have to be very carefully name the particular cluster name, cluster class, whatever you want to give the name, according to the domain specific. Either the domain is the computer, or the domain is the medical, or the domain is the pharma, whatever it is. So domain specifically only you can give the name. Okay, so the name must be meaningful. Semantic means it should be meaningful, and it should relates to that particular terms, whatever those are existing in the cluster. Okay, so next, the size of the classes should be within the same order of the magnitude. Okay, so whatever size of the classes will be there, those should follow some order of the magnitude within the class. And next one, you have to remember, the next point is within the class, the all the clusters must be same, and whether an object can be assigned to multiple classes or just one must be decided at creation of the time. See, these last two points, what they are saying is within the class all the elements must be same, and one element should exist in only one cluster only, it should not exist in multiple number of the clusters. This leads to intercluster similarity and as well as intracluster similarity. Okay, intracluster similarity means within the cluster all the elements must be same. Intercluster similarity, the one element should exist in only one member of the cluster only, it should not exist in another cluster, like that. So the similarity can be existing. So all these things we have to take into the consideration while clustering the set of the classes. Okay, the first one is the name must be meaningful and it must be semantic definition. The size of the classes should be maintained in the order, and it follows the intercluster similarity, and it follows the intracluster similarity. No two no one one element should not exist in multiple number of the cluster, and within the cluster all the elements must be same. These things you have to remember as the guidelines for making the clusters into the set of classes. Next, what are the additional decisions for thesaurus that we will take? What are the things that we have to follow while making the thesaurus clustering? Okay, so number one, word coordination approach. Number two, word relationships. Number three, part holes, collocation, and paradigmatic, and axonomy and synonyms and antonyms. All these are the things we have to take into the consideration while generating the thesaurus. The first one is the very first one is the word coordination approach. What is the word coordination approach? It specify the phrases as well as individual terms to be clustered. So that means the phrases are some of the words will be there. They can have collaboratively we can use collaboratively coordinatingly we can use some kind of the words as phrases which give some clear meaning for that. Okay, so such kind of the individual terms also can be clustered, like forgive, leave up, and give up, like that some kind of the phrases will be there. Those can be clustered. These are some words which are coordination words. For is one word, give is one word, but coordinationally we are using both the words. So such kind of the words are phrases, and such kind of the words are individual clusters. And next one, word relationships. What are the various word relationships? Equivalence word relationships, the words are exactly equal to each other. And hierarchical combination, that means one word is mm, generating another kind of the words in a hierarchical manner, and some words are non-hierarchical manner. Like that the word relationships are also existing in the hierarchical and non-hierarchical manner, and equivalence relationship of the words. So such kind of the word relationships also existing. Next one, whole part relationship. Is there any relationship between the words, like aggregation and composition point of view, whole part point of view? That means some of the words act as a whole part, as a subpart relationship. For example, see the word relationship, coming to the word relationship, equivalence words means the addition is directly equal to the addition, but hierarchy relationship will be there, like arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operations hierarchically they can have additional, subtraction, multiplication, and as well as division. Okay, so and other hierarchical applications like what we call, that is just like a tree structure kind of the words, tree structure kind of the applications, those are existing. Some for example, you we are generating some kind of the family tree. The grandfather will be there, for to him multiple number of the sons, and his sons again having some childrens, and these names can be represented in the hierarchical manner. Such kind of the hierarchy relationships and non-hierarchical relationships. And some words can have part whole relationship, like aggregation and composition. What is the meaning of aggregation? Aggregation means but for example, a big organization is there, that that big organization can also have bank and canteen as subparts of it. So whole part is the organization and subparts of the bank and as well as the canteen. So such kind of the relationships between organization, among organization, canteen, and bank is treated as the aggregation. Okay, and next we are going to talk about composition. What is the meaning of the composition? The composition means aggregate. It is one kind of the aggregation only, but different from the aggregation. How means, for example, there is a fan, there is a room, four types of the walls are there. All the four kinds of the walls are sharing the properties of the room, like floor and as well as the roof. But fan is there, fan is only sharing the property of the roof only, it is not sharing the properties of other side walls and floor. Such kind of the relationship between fan and roof is called as a composition. That means it does not sharing the other kind of the properties, it is sharing only the some only one property. Whereas in the aggregation, bank is sharing with other kind of the departments within the organization, and whereas the canteen is also sharing other kind of the departments with the organization, like that. Okay, the slight difference is there between aggregation and composition. The next one, collocation. What is the meaning of collocation? A statistical measurement can be obtained between the occurrence of the same words, similar words. And paradigmatic. Paradigmatic means what? The same semantic meaning of the words. Okay, sometimes formula and equation kind of the words are also comes under paradigmatic words. Next one, synonyms, similar meanings, and next one is nothing but antonym, that means opposite meaning of the words. Okay, so these are the additional decisions. Apart from that, we are having other decision, other decisions are also for there for the thesaurus. Those are constrained words. Some of the words having such a certain constraints are there. A is the child of B, B is the child of A, and is part of A and has part, like that. Some kind of other kind of the relationships are also there, like has part and is part. Has part is the association, is part is the generalization, and child parent relationship is the generalization. Such kind of the relationships are also existing among the words. And next one, homograph resolution. What is the meaning of homograph resolution? One single word can have multiple number of the meanings. Okay, the same word can be treated as multiple number of the meanings. For example, field is the word that can be represented as multiple number of the meanings. Field is some kind of fields like rice fields and wheat fields, like that. Some kind of fields, that is agriculture point of view, fields will be there, and some education field and electrical field, like that. Some other kind of fields are also there. The field is the same word, but it can be used for multiple purposes. Such a kind of the words are called as homograph words. Okay, the next one is vocabulary constraints. Some of the vocabulary can be used only for such a kind of the situations and should not use for other kind of the situations. Those are called as vocabulary constraints. And the next one is the normalization. What is the meaning of normalization? The thesaurus of stem words versus complete words. Normalization is one kind of the technique which can differentiate the stemming words and completion of the words. And specificity, eliminate the specific words or use the general terms for class identifiers. So all these are specificity means, oh, we have to eliminate the specific words. Only general terms will be allowed. Okay, so like that, all these are the various kinds of the decisions for the thesaurus, like word coordination approach, relationships among the words, part wholes, collocation, paradigmatic, synonyms, antonyms, and constrained words, homograph resolution, vocabulary constraints, normalization, and specificity. Okay, in the coming class we will learn more much about this clustering in the information retrieval system. Okay, if you want more videos on this information retrieval systems, please subscribe this channel, watch, share all the videos. Thank you for watching.